The next piece is Karpagavalli. Siona will now be presenting a solo. This dance is a beautiful song in praise of goddess Karpagavalli, the presiding deity of the temple at Mylapore, known for its sculptures. This composition by Sri Veermani Iyer and choreographed by late Guru Mahalingam Pillai is strung together by a garland of 4 ragas, each describing her aptly. As Ananda Bhairavi, she showers grace and support to all her devotees who approach her in the hour of need. As Kalyani, when married to Lord Shiva, she brings abundant joy and faith to all those who love her. As Bageshwari, the goddess of this world, she protects all those who believe in her. The dancer surrenders herself to Ranjini, who is loved by the Lord himself, and asks for her protection. Karpagavalli is in Rag Malikai and Adi Talam by Siona Shah.
கற்பகவல்லி நின் பொற்பதங்கள் பிடித்தேன் நற்கதி அருள்வாய் அம்மா. கற்பகவல்லி நின் பொற்பதங்கள் பிடித்தேன் நற்கதி அருள்வாய் அம்மா. கற்பகவல்லி நின் பொற்பதங்கள் பிடித்தேன் நற்கதி அருள்வாய் அம்மா. தேவி கற்பகவல்லி நின் பொற்பதங்கள் பிடித்தேன் நற்கதி அருள்வாய் அம்மா. தேவி கற்பகவல்லி நின் பொற்பதங்கள் பிடித்தேன் நற்கதி அருள்வாய் அம்மா. பற்பலரும் போற்றும் பதிமயிலா பொறியில் பற்பலரும் போற்றும் பதிமயிலா பொறியில் சிற்பம் நிறைந்த உயர் சிங்கார கோயில் கொண்ட சிற்பம் நிறைந்த உயர் சிங்கார கோயில் கொண்ட சிற்பம் நிறைந்த உயர் சிங்கார கோயில் கொண்ட கற்பகவல்லி நின் பொற்பதங்கள் பிடித்தேன் நற்கதி அருள்வாய் அம்மா. நீ இந்த வேளை தன்னில் சேயன் என்னை மறந்தால், நீ இந்த வேளை தன்னில் சேயன் என்னை மறந்தால், நான் இந்த நாளிலத்தில் நாடுதல் யாரிடமோ, நீ இந்த வேளை தன்னில் சேயன் என்னை மறந்தால் நான் இந்த நானிலத்தில் நாடுதல் யாரிடமோ ஏன் இந்த மௌனமம்மா ஏழை என கருள ஏன் இந்த மௌனமம்மா ஏழை என கருள ஆனந்த பைரவியே ஆதரித்தாளும் அம்மா ஆனந்த பைரவியே ஆதரித்தாளும் அம்மா கற்பகவல்லினின் பொற்பதங்கள் பிடித்தேன் கற்கதி அருள்வாய் அம்மா எல்லோர்க்கும் இன்பங்கள் எழிலாயிரஞ்சி என்றும் நல்லாட்சி செய்திடும் நாயகியே நித்ய கல்யாணியே நித்ய கல்யாணியே கபாலி காதல் புரியும் அந்த கல்யாணியே கபாலி காதல் புரியும் அந்த உல்லாசியே உமா உனை நம்பினேன் அம்மா உல்லாசியே உமா உனை நம்பினேன் அம்மா கற்பகவல்லினின் பொற்பதங்கள் பிடித்தேன் நற்கதி அருள்வாய் அம்மா நாகேஸ்வரி நீயே நம்பிடும் என்னை காப்பாய் வாகேஸ்வரி மாயே வாராய் இது தருணம் வாகேஸ்ரீ தாயே வாகேஸ்ரீ தாயே பார்வதியே வாகேஸ்ரீ தாயே பார்வதியே இந்த லோகேஸ்வரி நீயே உலகில் துணையம்மா லோகேஸ்வரி நீயே உலகினில் துணையம்மா கற்பகவல்லினின் பொற்பதங்கள் பிடித்தேன் நற்கதி அருள்வாய் அம்மா அஞ்சனமயிடும் அம்பிகே எம்பிரான் கொஞ்சி குலாவிடும் வஞ்சியே நின்னிடம் தஞ்சமென அடைந்தேன் தாயே தஞ்சமென அடைந்தேன் தாயே நின் சேனான் தஞ்சமென அடைந்தேன் தாயே உன் சேனான் ரஞ்சனியே ரட்சிப்பாய் கெஞ்சுகிறேன் அம்மா ரஞ்சனியே ரட்சிப்பாய் கெஞ்சுகிறேன் அம்மா கற்பகவல்லினின் பொற்பதங்கள் பிடித்தேன் நற்கதி அருள்வாய் அம்மா தேவி தேவி தேவி
Beautifully executed by Siona. Another round of applause. Before we begin our next piece, we would like to give Siona a small break before her next dance. So I'm inviting Amaya and Siona's cousin, Ashna, and then their friends, Ashita and Karen, to say a few words.
Hello everyone. I hope everyone is having a good time watching Amaya and Siona perform. For those of you who may not know me, I'm Ashna. I'm one of Amaya and Siona's cousins. For the past 9 years, Amaya, Siona, and I have spent around 2 weeks every summer going to each other's houses in Maryland and Pennsylvania. It's actually because of these 14 days every year that I've gotten to know Siona so well. I mean, we've pretty much done everything you can think of together, from making up our own language so that nobody else knows what we're talking about, to acting out a short film to help convince my parents to buy me a dog, which, by the way, did work. I've even had a front row seat to multiple arguments between Amaya and Siona, and let me tell you, it isn't fun having to mediate between them. I will say, though, Siona has somehow found a way to win most, if not all of these arguments. That's the thing about Siona, though. She's so hardworking and determined, and she gets whatever she sets her mind to, and she doesn't stop until she's there. There was this one time when we were at Knoebels, an amusement park in Pennsylvania, and from the moment we woke up that day, Siona kept on complaining about how her tooth was about to fall out. Because Siona was only 5 at this time, nobody really believed her, and we kept on ignoring her. But she kept on reminding us. Whenever we were in the line for the roller coaster, she would bring it up, or if we were in the bathroom washing our hands, she would tell me again. And since nothing was convincing us, Siona had to do the one thing that was sure to make all of us believe her. She had to force her tooth out. So at the end of the day, Siona asked her mom to buy her a candy apple, which is one of the most stickiest desserts you can eat. Especially the one Siona picked out. It was coated in sugar and had a lot of sticky caramel on it. And not to mention, it was just as big as her head. Siona took just a couple bites out of the apple before her tooth fell out and shocked all of us. It was from that day on that I learned that Siona can do anything that she sets her mind to. It was definitely an interesting way of convincing us, but thinking back on it, I wouldn't expect anything different from her. Another thing I've learned about Siona is that she's really good at making the little things matter. Just a couple of years ago, Amaya, Siona, and I decided that we wanted to make a dinner for my parents and my sister. Because Siona's the youngest out of the 3 of us, we forced Siona to do all the boring work. We made her get all the ingredients out of the pantry. We made her set the table, and we even made her do the dishes afterwards. And Siona, however, didn't complain at all. In fact, she did way better and went above all of my expectations. When she was setting the table, she decided that she wanted to make little name tags for everyone that was eating, and then she even used the best utensils we had. She even made her own decorations out of paper to decorate the entire dining room. Although Maya and I thought we were giving Siona the boring work, she made the entire night so much more fun. Seeing Siona here today has made me so proud and made me realize that she really works hard and makes the little things so important, which has made this entire event come together. Siona, I'm so proud of watching you perform your dances, and you're doing really well and looking so beautiful while doing it. I can't wait to watch the rest of your dances. Thank you.
Hi everyone, I'm Karen, and I've gone to Wilson with Amaya since early elementary school.
And I'm Ashita, and I've known Amaya since middle school.
So it's been very nice to see so many people here to support Amaya and Siona during such a huge milestone in their lives. They dance so beautifully, as we all can agree, and we're both looking forward to the rest of their dances.
We also want to let all of you know in advance that Karen's and my speech may end up just being an ultimate roast session of Amaya, so be prepared for some of the best burns you've ever heard. I first met Amaya at one of our local churches for our very first Girl Scouts meeting. I remember her being the life of that meeting, always talking, making jokes, and being very welcoming, and I think that speaks a lot to her character. Even at a young age, she never failed to make everyone feel like they belonged, and it was always a blast around her. Fast forward a few years, and it's all of our first years of marching band, and she's still her outgoing and fun self. Karen and I both played the alto sax, and Amaya, being the ever so ambitious person she is, decided to play the bari sax. So for those of you that doesn't know what that looks like, think of what freshman Amaya would look like, and then like double the size of her, and then turn her into a saxophone. It was ginormous. She was like 4 feet at the time, and she still volunteered to play it because there was only one other bari sax player, and she didn't want them to feel alone. I think that was the first time I truly admired Amaya. She was like breaking her ankles every other practice, but she still showed up to Gursky Stadium, determined to make the best of her practice. I feel like this really shows Amaya as a whole because whatever she sets her mind to doing, she does, and she does exceptionally well.
So even before I became friends with Amaya in early middle school, I've always consistently associated her with such a warm and endearing energy. For one, she's passionate about the right things. She believes in, but most importantly, takes action in advocating and protecting the environment and human rights. And so I think many of us here realize that the discussion of these topics has been increasingly growing in popularity, but the thing with Amaya is that she's been active in them ever since it became what you would call trend-like. And so I've had many conversations with Amaya about these matters, and so I've been able to tell that she remains well-informed about issues she brings light to. And Amaya is also an initiator. If there's something she feels is missing within a community, she finds ways to address this gap. And whether that is tending to a rooftop garden, innovating through award-winning science projects, or organizing a school-wide climate strike. So you can also see this quality within her through a social lens. When the pandemic started, Amaya didn't want this new way of life to let it stop her from maintaining such strong friendships she had. So she'd always ask us to FaceTime and play Among Us, and even tried to arrange a COVID-safe hangout later on. And so I think that's something Ashita and I have been very grateful for, because we aren't usually the ones to initiate events the way Amaya does. So, as you can see, it's difficult to only focus on one theme when you talk about Amaya, because she's just a deeply well-rounded person.
We also want to take a little bit of time to talk about the more funny, smart, attractive, and cool Shaw sister, Siona. I'm just kidding. They're equally as funny and smart and all the other adjectives I just said. I haven't known Siona as long as I've known Amaya, but I can say that when we did meet, we just connected really quickly. Maybe it was our shared love for TikTok or for making fun of Amaya any chance that we got, but there's never a dull moment during the time we spent together, and she truly is one of a kind. She always is my partner in crime when we're together and never fails to back me up when I'm hitting Amaya with another one of my very funny and teasing jokes, and vice versa. We can't wait to see all that she accomplishes in high school and beyond, and I just know she'll do amazing things like her big sister.
So, just once more, we both just want to acknowledge how proud we are of both Siona and Amaya, and we're excited to see what the rest of this day brings. Thank you.
That was very sweet. Thank you, Ashna, Ashita, and Karen. What I heard was humility, focus, dedication, commitment. All those are required for what they are learning and what they are able to do. Thank you.